We're going to look at winter triticale as a high-quality forage for dairy cows. What is triticale? Triticale is a natural cross between winter wheat and winter rye. This gives a huge genetic base to select what's best for use on your farm. It can also be used as a forage, as straw, or you can use it as a grain. The work is based on 6 years of research at Cornell University and on farms at New York Hudson Valley and in the cold northern New York. Why do we bother growing triticale for forage? First, it produces high-quality early forage. It can be harvested grazing or as harvesting silage. It allows for double cropping possibilities in the northern climates using short-season corn, brown midrib sorghum sudan, or teff. It dries the soil out. In the spring, there's 60% less water in the soil, as the crop acts like a pump, removing the water through photosynthesis. It matures later than rye, so you don't have to stop planting corn, harvest rye, and then go back planting corn again. Triticale matures the same time as early grass silage and can go into the same bunk. It has a slightly longer harvest window than rye does, and it's got some real pluses. First of all is soil structure. On the left is destroyed soil structure from row crop. On the right is improved soil structure from sod crops such as winter triticale, teff, or brown midrib sorghum sudan. Finally, winter triticale produces a nice protective blanket for the soils of highly erosive land. This allows soil losses to get below the tolerance limit and allows the farm to have a higher yielding rotation of high quality forage. How good is winter triticale, and how do we capture that quality? Well, with as any great forage, first you got to harvest it as quality forage. The stage of growth has a bigger effect on forage quality than the species of winter grain chosen. That's from Dr. Cherney at Cornell University, who has done extensive work on grains and winter grain. For maximum milk per ton, forage quality occurs at stage 9. This is called the flag leaf stage. Forage quality is really key to milk production. Whether you're growing regular corn silage or BMR corn silage, triticale can outshine it, harvested at stage 9. It has potential more milk per ton of dry matter than exceeding even the BMR type crops. Yes, you can wait and get higher yield, but that forage is for heifers or low producing animals. It will not optimize production from high producing milk cows. Both the in vitro energy and the in vitro total digestibility are optimized at stage 9. When is stage 9 or flag leaf? Well, for starters, stage 8 is when you look at the top of the plant and you see another leaf rolled up in the stem coming out. That is stage 8. Stage 9, the leaf is out, there is no new leaf rolled up and trying to come out. That's your optimum stage. Stage 10, the head is starting to emerge. This is the traditional boot stage farm use as an indicator of when to cut their grains for forage. It's actually a week too late for optimum milk production. At stage 8, the field tends to look softer as the leaves are laid over. Stage 9, the field takes a very spiky look from all the flag leaves sticking straight up. You've got to get out of the truck though and take a look, because this can sneak up on you real fast. As soon as you start seeing stage 9 showing in the most advanced parts of the field, it's time to get the mower out because it grows relatively fast. Stage 9, the potential milk per ton will be over 4,000 pounds per ton of dry matter. In our trial, where it was ready on Monday, but we were unable to harvest until Friday, and all that week it was 85 degrees. It was one of the hottest weeks of the year. It ended up, the feed quality did decrease, but it decreased to the level of a good quality corn silage, so you don't lose everything. When you see the head emerging from the boot, that's boot stage, and you are too late for top milk cow feed. But you can use it for animals with lower nutritional needs, lower producers, or even heifers. Crude protein on a properly fertilized winter triticale is about 14 to 16%. Yes, you can get it higher than that, but then you're over-fertilizing and you're producing a very soluble form of protein, which isn't used as efficiently in the animal. Over multiple years and multiple sites, 75 to 100 pounds to the acre of nitrogen optimizes winter triticale yield. And at that fertilization level, a very high percentage of the nitrogen you apply ends up inside the plant, producing yield and quality. These nitrogen efficiency numbers equal or exceed that of corn silage. Stage 9 winter triticale contains really digestible components. The average of the fermented samples shown here shows a very high sugar which the cows love. They dive right in. It has a highly digestible rate because of the readily available energy components. When you put winter triticale into the ration, you can support a high forage diet. High forage is a key to supplying low-cost protein and energy for a profitable dairy. In the Northeast, dairy is considered optimizing profitability when forage is fed at over 60% of the diet. You need quality forage to do that. In a comparison of triticale in a diet versus high-quality alfalfa replacing that triticale in balanced rations, the winter triticale produced over $1.16 of increased income over feed cost. Feeding that to a 100-cow herd for only half the lactation will boost income over $17,000. Triticale, properly harvested at a high-quality forage, is going to give you over 4,000 to 4,200 pounds of milk per ton. Normal yields are 2 to 2.5 tons of dry matter per acre, with a protein around 14 to 16%. The fiber is very digestible, and the cows love it because of the high sugar content. If you want to be successful with winter triticale as a forage, first of all, you need to plant it in September for the New York area. In northern New York, you want to plant it in early September. In southern New York, you want to have it in by the 25th of September. If you're in more northern areas like Minnesota or Michigan, you may want to plant it the last week in August. The stand needs to get established well before it goes into the winter. You want to plant 100 to 125 pounds of seed to the acre. You need to drill it 1 inch to 1.5 inches deep. If you broadcast it and disc it in, you'll have a high percentage of winter kill in the spring from the shallow seeded plants. Ban 20 pounds of nitrogen plus some phosphorus and potash. 20 pounds of nitrogen will get it up and growing without producing too much growth. Be real careful about putting manure on in the fall, as that produces tremendous lush growth, which with all winter grains will produce snow mold that can kill the stand. The phosphorus and potash applied will get the root system off to a good vigorous start. In early spring, you want to fertilize it with about 75 to 100 pounds to the acre of nitrogen. That's the time to push the nitrogen. And then use a wide swath system, haylage a day, using a tedder to rapidly dry the crop down. There's another talk with this series on harvesting winter triticale that will go into that in more detail. It's ready to harvest when the cool season grasses are ready, so it can go into the same bunk with them. And you can double crop then after harvest. For further information, you can visit our website, and you can contact us by email. We thank Resource Seed for the support which enabled much of this very basic research to be conducted.